Yourself a chance. As we welcome you all here to Lutcher High School, the Bulldogs will have possession of the ball first. And we anticipate that one Mr. Cesar Gonzalez will be on hand to kick it away for the Tarpons. Number 9 and number 13 for Lutcher. Cheney and Stark are going to be back deep. Tarpons have yet to take the field. By the way, South Lafourche in the all-white, Lutcher in the gold with the white and purple trim. And it is Cesar with the ball at the 40-yard line.
Want to see on offense, Lutcher has been running 68% of the time to their offensive left compared to the right, it's 50%. So, and the other one's in the middle. So we'll see if Lutcher continues pounding the ball on their left side.
Tarpons right to left, kickoff. Lutcher left to right return. Cesar Gonzalez has the ball on the tee. We are officially underway with a pop-up kick that'll be fielded at the 25-yard line, working up the field and being hit and tripped up at the 34-yard line. That was number 1 on the return for the Bulldogs, Marcel.
Nice tackle by Caden Jarvis for the Tarpons.
So the Bulldogs will play a 1st and 10 and a good kick coverage there by South Lafourche.
You would think someone would want to try and block him on a kick return.
Yeah, might be a pretty good idea, right? 1st and 10. Lutcher's starting quarterback tonight looks to be number 9. Nope, number 12, my bad. Quinn Smith, number 9 is the tailback. Cheney, being a pistol, trips to the right. That's the strong side of the field. We'll wait on the first offensive snap of the game. They hand it off up the middle, picking through the line, getting about 3 or so. So minimal gain. Pretty good job by the Tarpon defense there. That was number 9, Cheney on the carry. Pick up about 4. Closer, about 4.5, 5 maybe. So pretty good first down gain.
Tarpons in their 3-man front on defense. Nice pickup for the Bulldogs on first down.
Lutcher will play Quinn Smith at quarterback. They also play Zach Jenkins at quarterback. Be an empty set, 5 wide receivers. Well, 4 receivers and a tight end. Straight drop for the quarterback. Looks down the middle, and it's caught. And they're going to be across midfield and dropped at the 38-yard line. That's Winfield on the catch. Well, pretty good coverage by the Tarpons that time. Just a better pitch and catch by Smith to Winfield. And Lutcher gets a first down, and they're on the move early.
Yeah, Tarpons weren't in bad coverage right there, but that was a bullet from the quarterback.
Put it right on the button. 1st and 10 for the Dogs. Just underway. Empty shotgun set. Straight drop for the quarterback. Throws it caught. Working across the 30. That's another first down. That's number 13 that time, Ashton Stark. And Lutcher on the move early. We are about a minute in, and they're already at the Tarpon 25-yard line, and they're going quick.
And you can see the Bulldogs' game plan so far is to try and get the ball, passing the ball down the field and get our linebackers in coverage.
1st and 10 in a pistol. Cheney in the backfield with Smith. Smith will hand it to Cheney. Nothing. Tarpon swallowed that one up. That's a tackle for a loss brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation. That's Mr. Abram Berg and Mr. Tyler Otan throwing him for a loss. It'll be 2nd and 12.
Yeah, Abram did a good job again coming from the backside to finish off that tackle, and a good job of stopping the penetration from our defensive right side.
10 minutes and counting in the opening quarter. Lutcher against the chains for the first time tonight. It'll be 2nd and 12. Ball in the middle of the field at the Tarpon 26-yard line. Smith with trips to the left. Hands it to Cheney. He's hit and dropped. Very little. Cade Nelson says, no, sir. Hit him right at the line of scrimmage and kind of hurled him down. So Lutcher now will be up against a 3rd and 11.
Nice job by Cade Nelson. He fought off that block. He could have very easily given up on the play, but he fought that block off and did a good job making that tackle.
I will say this. We watched in pregame. Lutcher has a kicker with a huge leg. I don't know if they're in field goal range yet, but it's 3rd and 11. Smith will be in an empty shotgun 5-receiver set. He's dropping back to pass. He throws it to the sideline. He's got a man open, and we're not going to have to worry about the field goal because they've got a first down and more inside the 10. That is number 10, Luke Babin, with a first down reception. Simple little pitch and catch, kind of carving up that secondary. It'll be first and goal for the Bulldogs at the 5-yard line.
Bulldogs having a lot of success passing the football. Receivers are open, and they're doing a good job of getting yards after the catch.
Chaney in the backfield with Smith, first and goal. The Tarpons stiffen up here. Play clock down to 8. Shotgun set. They hand it to Chaney. He's hit and dropped. No gain. The inside running is not working. Abram Berg stopped that one. No gain on the play. 8:25 and counting. Going to bring up second and goal still at the 5-yard line. Have a scoreboard update. Thanks to Coach Rod. Brought to you by 3T Oil. E.D. White 7, Thibodeau 0. Jeffrey Dietrich, a 42-yard touchdown run, starts the scoring there for the Cardinals.
You know, Lutcher may be at a disadvantage here when the closer they get to the goal line because they can't spread the Tarpons out as much in their passing game.
Second and goal, a little option. They pitch it to Chaney. He looks to turn the corner, and he's in. So Lutcher strikes first on a 4-yard touchdown run, and they lead 6-0 with 7:51 to go. Boy, their coaching staff told us, oh, man, our offense has been a struggle. It's been a struggle. Yeah, well, they go straight down the field for a touchdown in their first drive.
Yeah, they did a good job of mixing up the run and the pass and staying disciplined enough in their run game when they were getting stopped for no gains. They just kept running the football.
We await the extra point. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is right down Broadway. That is number 99, the kicker. That is Millett. 7-0 Bulldogs. We'll be back in 1 minute to see if the Tarpons have an answer on ESPN 100.3. More than 4 minutes, Lutcher goes down the field and scores. They lead 7-0. Now we await Millett's kickoff. South Lafourche has their usual crew back there. I see Angelette, Terrence Petrie, Titan Alamo. Millett's got a big old leg. This might be a touchback. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Very good kick. It will not be a touchback. Alamo's got it at about the 1-yard line, though. Across the 10. And he's hit and dropped at about the 15. So good kick coverage by the Bulldogs. Tarpons going to maybe let that one roll.
Yeah. He was standing around at the goal line. He had to put his hands up to catch it. Just let that ball go in the end zone, get the ball to 20.
So 1st and 10 for South Lafourche. You don't want to be chasing points against this defense, but let's see what BJ and the crew have scripted here.
Clock. Casey, how much?
7:41. Go in the opening quarter. Happy you're with us. 1st and 10. Tarpons in the gun. Meathead with Carson Ogeron. Hand off to Meathead. And very, very little, if anything. I see number 52 on the stop. Number 72 as well. That's Parquette. And Roquez.
Give him a yard on the play.
They got about a yard to bring up 2nd and 9. $7:20 and counting. 2nd and 9. Carson in an empty shotgun set. Look to the middle, and it's dropped. It's intended for Berg. Went off of his shoulder pads. It would have been a short gain. He was hit by Kai Brown, 33.
Good idea by the Tarpons. Just short pass, trying to loosen up the defense a little bit. Carson was going to Berg the entire time.
Now 3rd and 9. Can you work a little magic here? 4 receiver shotgun set, ball in the middle of the field. Ogeron tries a hard count. Lutcher doesn't bite. Now watch that safety Brock Luke, number 4, roam in the middle of the field here. He's going to be head hunting. Ogeron gets the snap. We have a flag on the play, and it's false start on South Lafourche. So it'll bring up 3rd and 14. One of the receivers maybe got a little bit of a head start. Rough start for Big Blue.
That should just never happen. Not the way they wanted to start. To see if they can dial up something here. You want to stay out of these 3rd and long situations.
3rd and 14. Will Lutcher dial up some sort of pressure? It's the snap. Ogeron, a straight drop. Steps up, now out, and down he goes at about the 3-yard line. He is sacked by number 5, Ruiz. Oh, no, excuse me, that's not Ruiz, that's Taylor. So that'll set up a not good situation, but it's a Lutcher team that's really good at blocking kicks and a Tarpon team that'll be kicking out of their end zone. So this is getting dicey here right away. 6:48 and counting in the opening quarter.
Number 4 is their guy who's been blocking punts.
Yep, he's on the right hash. I guess that's the left hash. It's to our right. Coleman's going to have to get this one away quick. Snap is there. Kick is away, and Coleman does a pretty good job. It's caught at the 35-yard line, working up the field. There's a flag on the play. Lutcher's going to bring this return all the way to the 8-yard line, but there are multiple illegal blocks, we believe. There's a flag at the 6-yard line. There's a flag at the 35-yard line. So we believe that this is coming back.
That was number 13.
Yeah, 13 was on the return. Stark.
Hey, you want to put the light switch on? Stark showed some quickness getting to the outside. He had a lot of turf to run.
Our official says it's a block in the back on the Bulldogs. So that'll negate the return, but it'll still be a short field situation for the Bulldogs. The ball will be moved back to the Tarpon 48-yard line. First and 10 for the Dogs. 6:16 to go. If they run the ball inside here, the chance it'll be the media break. Oh, not the media break. Sorry, the humidity break. No media break. This isn't college football.
And a great job by Coleman getting that punt off, like you mentioned earlier.
Smith is in the gun. He's got 5 receivers, trips to the right.
Coach Jenkins, I think, is going to question where the ball should be spotted.
The flag was at the 25. I still don't understand why these conversations are allowed to happen. If he wants to talk to the referee, he could call a timeout. We said the same thing about the middle school game the other night.
Well,
we play on.
It's set straight.
First and 10. Man in motion is Cheney, and we have a flag and a false start on the Bulldogs. So if Coach Jenkins didn't like where the ball was before,
yes,
it's going to be 5 yards further back now. Back to their own 47-yard line.
Now let me ask you this. If they go out and score, would that be a 53-yard drive or
yes,
48?
53-yard drive, yes, sir. Or maybe a more politically correct answer, we hope to not find out.
Yeah.
Trips to the right. It's an empty shotgun set for Smith. First and 15. Straight drop. Throws to the sidelines, and it's nearly intercepted. Whoo! South Lafourche.
Looks like Haven Green.
Haven Green got his mitts on that one, and let me tell you something. Had Haven Green caught that, he would have been running for a long time.
See if Lutcher tries to go deep here.
2nd and 15. Swing pass out to Cheney. Picking through the blockers, gets across midfield. Pretty good job by the Tarpon defense, though. He gets to about the original line of scrimmage. So bring up 3rd and 10, and that should bring us to the humidity break, and it does. So we'll take a 1-minute break. It's 7-0 Bulldogs. We'll be back in 1 with a big 3rd down play on ESPN 100.3. All right, a big 3rd down here for the Bulldogs and also for the Tarpon defense. 3rd and 10. Smith under pressure, throws it to the sideline, and it's incomplete. There's our guy, Haven Green again, batting that one away. The pass was intended for Babin, and he swatted it away, and the Tarpon defense forces a 3-and-out. Good job.
Yeah, good coverage by Green on the play for the Tarpons.
That kid is all over the place. Scoreboard update, E.D. White leads 10-0 over Thibodaux. That's brought to you by 3T Oil, home of the drive-through oil change. Here, Terrence Petrie standing at his own 13-yard line, and the Tarpons are going to have to call a timeout.
We had left a guy in the slot unguarded.
Oh, my goodness. Tarpons called timeout before the punt play. And they have 2 remaining, but boy, little hiccups like that. Yep, rightfully so. You don't want to leave any of these guys uncovered. So it will be 4th and 9. We don't think Lutcher is going to have any shenanigans on, but if someone's unguarded, then maybe so. The punter is Millett. Old Terrence standing at the 15-yard line.
We're still exchanging out of the timeout.
Will it be a block? Will it be a return? Let's see. It's going to be a return. Millett's kick is high in the air. Petrie will let it bounce, and it'll be killed at about the 10-yard line. So good kick by Millett, and probably a good decision by Terrence to let that one roll. It's kind of a wobbly kick. Tarpons will play their 2nd offensive possession, 1st and 10, with 5:50 to go in the opening quarter, down 7-0.
We talk special teams. It costs the Tarpons a timeout. Hopefully it doesn't come back to hurt them in this 2nd quarter.
Boy, against this defense, it's going to just be hard to go 80 and 90 yards. You're going to have to find some sort of way tonight to flip the field. 1st and 10. Ogeron in the gun. Straight drop. Steps up. Looks to run. Has a nice gain. Breaks outside. And he's going to be slung out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So Carson picks up about 5 or 6 yards. Number 52 is the one who drug him out. That's Roquez. We've called his name out a lot already.
Nice job by Carson. No one was open downfield. Just tugged the ball, run. Picked up about 6 on a play.
So we'll bring up 2nd and 4. Tarpons got some beef in there now. This is going to be maybe the old I-form set. They got a lot of big boys. Nope, it's going to still be in the gun, but they've got a ton of offensive linemen. Unbalanced line. Handoff and just nothing. Great penetration on the tackle that time of number 53. Oh, never mind. That's number 52, Roquez again. Dude's a monster. And the unbalanced line lasts for 1 play. Tarpons lose a yard on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 5. Got to get to about the 20.5-yard line. 4:43 and counting in the opening quarter. 7-0 Dogs. Ogeron in the gun. Straight drop. Under pressure. He steps up, looks to run. Now he'll throw it as far as he can. He's got a man, and it's caught. Titan Alamon near midfield. It's a Golden Motors first down. It's a blue boot bomb. Tarpons convert, take the top off of the defense. A great job by Carson keeping his eyes down the field. And South Lafourche gets across midfield on a long pitch and catch from Ogeron to Alamon. Good play.
So that was a blue boot bomb.
That was a blue boot bomb. Let's see if we can get another one and finish this drive with 6. Ball at the Bulldog 49-yard line.
Alamo ran his route and stopped, and the backs on him. The cornerback just came up and just left him, and he just snuck behind him. And good job by Carson scrambling, give him enough time to throw the football downfield.
Big formation in for the Tarpons. Unbalanced line. Low snap. Handoff to Meathead. He's going to lose a yard. You're going to do a play like that, you got to get the snap there. Kind of rolled to Carson. The timing was disrupted, and they lose a yard on the play. Ball back to midfield. It says 56, 41, and 73 that are the big boys in that heavy set. Let me give you a rundown of who those kids are. 56, Austin Hendricks. 41, Nick Coleman. 73, Maurice Delott. 2nd and 11, strong side of the field to the right. Tarpons have a couple of receivers that way. Ogeron in the gun. Play action. Steps up, and he's hit and he's dropped. Sacked back at the 46-yard line, number 51. Rashad Sterling made the play, and that'll set up a 3rd and long. With 3:16 and counting in the opening quarter, the Tarpons playing 3rd and 15.
Of course, it's not the pockets folding pretty quick.
Trips to the right. You could get maybe half of this. You can maybe think about going for it, but you've also flipped the field if you can maybe get a pretty good punt. Play clock down to 8. Ogeron in the gun, under some pressure, flushed out to the left. Looking down the field, he throws it as far as he can, and it's incomplete. It's swatted away by Luke. It was intended for Berg. It was just kind of a jump ball, and it'll be 4th down, and I think the Tarpons will punt it away.
Yeah, receivers did a nice job of a scramble drill. Carson started to scramble towards his left. Receivers came that way. Looks like the Tarpons may be going for it, but that might just be a quick punt.
Nope, Carson's going to punt the ball.
We uncovered over here.
Quick snap. Carson punts it away. Very high, wobbly kick. Needs a good roll. It's a decent roll. It'll be killed at the 32. So not much of a punt, about 18 yards, but the Tarpons do somewhat flip the field with 2:34 to go in the opening quarter. Can the defense come through again? We'll find out in just a second.
Just the inability right now to be consistent running the football. All it takes for Lutcher is to come back and just get one sack, and it takes the Tarpons out of their rhythm on offense and what they want to get done, and puts us in the 2nd and 3rd long situations.
Smith with Cheney. I got a scoreboard update for you after this play. We want to thank Corey Hebert for a scoreboard update. 1st and 10. They hand it to Cheney on the sweep, and he's going to just run out of bounds at about the 35, gain of about 2 or 3. Good job by the Tarpon defense that time. But scoreboard update brought to you by 3T Oil, home of the drive-through oil chain. St. Charles Catholic 14, Vanderbilt 0.
Another tough one for the Terriers.
Yeah, tough schedule. Brings up 2nd and 7 for the Dogs here. They lead 7-0 in the early stages.
Got a guy in the slot to the wide side of the field.
They will throw it to Cheney out in the flats. Tarpons are pursuing, and he'll get a 1st down.
He's short.
Oh, they'll mark him out short at the 41-yard line. Good call, Coach. They'll bring up 3rd and 1. Got to be getting near the end of the first quarter. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Bulldogs up 7-0, but Tarpons trying to get another stop. They forced a 3-and-out in their last possession.
That last play looked like we had a guy that was uncovered in the slot. They threw a little screen to that side of the field, and they were just man-on-man blocking. They did a good job at the point of attack, but our guys in the backfield did a good job coming up.
Smith getting some direction from the sideline. He's got Cheney in a pistol. It's an inside handoff. They've got the first down and much more. And this might be a touchdown. 35-30, 25-20. Lutcher adds on with about a 59-yard touchdown run. It is 13-0 Bulldogs. Big old hole. Once he got free, it was off to the races. Nothing but green grass. By the way, we have another scoreboard update brought to you by 3T Oil. St. Charles 14, Vanderbilt 7. Why? Because Jalen Coleman just ran the kickoff back 90 yards for a touchdown.
There you go.
Here, Lutcher just added to their lead. And we await Millett's extra point. Babin on the hold. Kick is up, and it's right down Broadway. It's 14-0 Bulldogs. We'll be back in 1 minute. See if the Tarpons have an answer on ESPN 100.3.
Are you searching for the next best thing for your finances? At Synergy Bank, we have everything you've been searching for in a community bank. Stop by to visit our friendly team at Synergy locations near you or anytime online at synergybank.com. Member FDIC.
Lutcher goes down the field and adds to their lead. It's 14-0 in the final stages of the open quarter. 2:10 to go. South Lafourche will have the usual trio. Alamo, Pierce, and Angelette back deep. They'll catch Trace Millett's kick. 14-0 Lutcher after the long touchdown run. Cheney's second touchdown run of the opening quarter. Ball's on the tee. Bombs away. Line drive, wobbly kick. That'll just go into the end zone. So it'll be a touchback. Tarpons will take over at the 20. And we mentioned it on the last drive. It's hard to go 80, 90 yards on this defense. And the Tarpons have been, the 20-yard line is actually their best starting field position of the game so far.
See, the Tarpons can put something together here on offense.
Ogeron will be in the gun. Meathead will be with him. 4 receiver set. Ball smack dab in the middle of the field. Waiting on the snap. Throws it out to the sideline, and it's caught by Alamo. I didn't know if that was intended for Petrie or for Alamo, but Alamo made the grab on the little curl, pickup of about 7.
Looks like it was going at Terrence and threw wide of Terrence. Alamo was running back up.
Yeah, overthrew Terrence, and Titan was there to save the day. So bring up 2nd and 2, gain of about 8. Tarpons will come in with that big heavy package again, try to get a little push. 144 and counting in the opening quarter. Can you get a Golden Motors first down? Let's see. Lutcher's not been fooled by this so far tonight. Inside handoff, better push that time. It's a first down and more. Dardar across the 35. That is a Golden Motors first down. So better job moving them that time up front by the Tarpons, and they get the Golden Motors first down.
A 9-yard run.
116 and counting in the
We got to
opening
be
quarter.
careful. We in that formation, that's twice. I think we have a back that moves a little bit early. It was not called.
Don't say that too loud. Empty shotgun set. Now Meathead joins them in the backfield. There's trips to the right. Ogeron will hand it to Dardar. Picking through the line. He'll fall forward, maybe gain a yard or so. Just the middle of that Lutcher defense is so tough. 51, we've called his name a million times. Rashad Sterling, he ain't even a senior either. He's a junior. 52, Roquez, a linebacker. He's a monster. He's a senior.
Initially, it looked like the Tarpons had a hole opened up, but they're so quick on defense.
And that was the scouting report I got from Vanderbilt, is that, hey, look, man, you can maybe get some yards, but they just swarm so fast. It's 2nd and 10 here. Ogeron play action, rolls out. Now reverses his field, being pursued. He's got a man. It's caught. That's Meathead. Nice gain. And he's across midfield. 35-30. Pushed out of bounds at the 25. Carson Ogeron's in provision. Meathead getting down the field. The Tarpons get a big play. It's another blue boot bomb. Move the chains.
Nice job by Carson, scrambling, giving himself some time.
You're approaching the Absolute Fitness red zone. You don't have to run a play here if you don't want to. Clock down to 11. Oh, no, they said that he went out of bounds. So the clock has stopped at 11. My apologies. You will have to run a play. Play clock down to 13.
Play clock at 10.
Tarpons are in the huddle.
We good.
Down to 5. I-form set. Strong side of the field to the right. Ogeron. Handoff to Dardar, picking through the line. He falls near the 20, gain of about 5. That'll be the end of the first quarter with our score. Lutcher 14, South Lafourche 0. We'll be back in 1 minute with the Tarpons in the red zone on ESPN 100.3. To Lutcher, South Lafourche trailing 14-0, but they're in the Absolute Fitness red zone. Ball at the Lutcher 19-yard line. Play a 2nd and medium. And a good opportunity to maybe get on the board. 2nd and about 5. Strong side of the field to the right. Tarpons only have one receiver that way. They've got trips to the weak side of the field to the left. Those are on the gun. Throw it out to Alamo, getting some good blocking, and he may have a Golden Motors first down, pinning the spot. Yeah, I think he's got it out to the 14-yard line. So, man, it's been a little bit of a slow start to the season for Titan Alamo, but he's had a nice night tonight. He's made a couple of big grabs, and there gets a Golden Motors first down.
Yeah, he does a good job of catching the ball and knowing what to do with it. Once he catches it, picks up positive yards.
Should be 1st and 10 from the 14. Can the Tarpons answer with a touchdown? This Lutcher team doesn't like giving up points. Ogeron in the gun. Pump fake. Now flushed out to the right. Now back to the left, reversing his field. Throw it away, Carson. He gets sacked at the 32-yard line. That's going to be a loss of about 18. And Carson Ogeron has played his butt off tonight, but there he made a mistake. He needs to put that one in the stands. And now it's going to be 2nd and a ton for South Lafourche.
13 yards, is it?
Yeah, the original line of scrimmage is at the 14. Now they're at the 31, so he lost about 17. 2nd and long. Ogeron on the gun. It's a screen, and it's incomplete. It was intended for Meathead. Thrown a little high. Boy, I tell you, Dardar had a little room to run, so it's unfortunate.
Nice call, but the screen play, but that ball was a little bit in the air too long.
Bring up 3rd and a mile. You got to get to the 5-yard line. Ogeron under pressure, throws it as far as he can. He's got Berg caught at the 15 and tripped up at the 12. Now you could maybe bring out Cesar. You're back in field goal range. That's across the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 4th and 8. It was a really nice gain. Be 4th and 8 for the Tarpons. Keeping the offense on the field, maybe not a bad idea. I don't know that field goals are going to get you anywhere in this one.
4 receivers. Casey to the left.
4 receivers to the left. Ogeron comes with the hard count. Play clock's down to 3. BJ's going to call a timeout. So with 10:09 to go in the opening half, the Tarpons call a timeout before a 4th and 8 play. Are you a little surprised to see them go for it here?
No. Field goals right now against this Lutcher team will not get you a win.
I tend to agree. I think when you get down to the 12-yard line, you got to score.
And it's not 4th and 8 it's not what you want to see, but it's better than what it was the play before.
Yeah.
So it's manageable right now where they could possibly pick up the first down. But it's going to start up front on this play here, Casey. They're going to have to protect Carson. They're going to if it's a pass, they got to give him some time to throw the ball.
Lutcher's doing such a wonderful job of getting that initial pressure, and Carson's doing a wonderful job of evading the pressure. Really, other than the one sack, he's done a great job of that tonight.
But you notice every time when Carson scrambles, when he reverses his field, there's another Lutcher defensive guy waiting for him.
Like some geps. They got to get to about the 5-yard line. It's 4th down. 5 receivers set. 4 of them are on the left side of the field. Ogeron throws it to the corner of the end zone, and it's intercepted. But I think the young man for Lutcher may have stepped out at the 1-yard line. Nope, they'll see a touchback. So it's picked off by, I believe, number 5 for the Bulldogs, which is Taylor.
We had a receiver there. Just the ball had to go clear almost across the field, and the ball stayed in the air too long, allowed the defense to rotate over and get the interception.
So Lutcher holds. They'll take over 1st and 10 from their own 20 with 10 minutes exactly to go in the second quarter. Waiting to see when they'll get Jenkins in there at quarterback, but it is still Smith. Now, granted, nope, I apologize. It is now Jenkins in at quarterback, number 2. He'll look to throw, and he's going to throw it as far as he can down the field, and it's going to be incomplete, but it'll be pass interference. Andre Hughes. He was defending Marcel and was all over him. Not a bad idea by Dre, though. Do you give up a 15-yard penalty or a 50-yard reception? I'll take the 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, he didn't get beat. He wasn't, the guy maybe had a step, but the ball was underthrown. Wasn't horrible coverage, but I guess it was a little bit too much contact downfield.
Yeah, I think it was a good call. I think he was on him. So it'll be 1st and 10. Trips to the left for Jenkins. Chaney in motion. Oh, yeah, that bunch of movement there. Everybody moving. That'll be a false start. The scouting report we got from Coach Jenkins about Zach Jenkins, who, by the way, is his son, is that his boy is a little bit more of a runner than Smith. So how do you introduce the runner into the game? By throwing a 60-yard pass in his first play in the game. 1st and 15. He's in an empty shotgun set. I think that Chaney will be joining him. Here he comes. Yep, here he goes. Jenkins running, bouncing off some tacklers, gets across the original line of scrimmage, picks up about 6.
Yeah, someone came up and really hit quarterback. Still picked up 6 yards.
9:33 to go in the opening half. 14-0 Lutcher. They're at their own 36-yard line, playing a 2nd and 9. Empty shotgun set. 4 receivers on the field with a tight end. Jenkins waiting on the snap. Boy, the play clock's only now at 20. My goodness, it must have been reset late. Cheney in motion and false start on the Bulldogs. This is going to drive Coach Jenkins crazy. A couple of pre-snap penalties. But there, yeah, I was going to say it sure felt like a long time. Maybe too long. Those linemen went in their stance for a minute and caused somebody to flinch.
And the Tarpon defense was just standing, just waiting for them to get down.
Now to be 2nd and 14.
This may have helped the Tarpons get their breath a little bit on defense.
Now on the flip side, the play clock's down to 6, and there's another flag on the play, and this might be a legal substitution on the Bulldogs, and it is. Oh, my goodness. So not to blame Zach Jenkins, this is not his fault, but the quarterback change has brought some discombobulation with the Lutcher offense. It's now 2nd and 19. This is the 3rd pre-snap penalty of the drive.
Tarpons need to take advantage of it right here.
And a pistol. Trips to the left. Throw it out to the sideline. It's caught. Can the Tarpons bring down the receiver? Yes, they can. Big old hit laid by number 7, Commerdale, and a flag is thrown. What happened there? Coach Jenkins was being very animated. Did he maybe get a personal foul penalty? Or did Maddox Commerdale get called for targeting? Because that's what Coach Jenkins was complaining about.
I think he was complaining maybe a helmet-to-helmet hit.
The flag came out way after the tackle.
It was very late.
This is either going to be on the coach for arguing or the referee hearing the coach arguing and saying, oh, yeah, you're right. That maybe was targeting.
I think it's going to be a personal foul on the Tarpons.
And if so, boy, it is a personal foul targeting on Maddox Commerdale. Look, watching it live, I thought he hit him helmet to helmet. But that flag came out very, very late. Fortunately, we don't have dumb rules here like college, and Maddox isn't ejected like college game.
And he was coming up to make a play. I mean, it's all he was doing.
Yeah, sometimes, it happens. That's why I hate when someone gets thrown out of a college game for that.
Well, the ball carrier was going down, too. He was bent over.
Shotgun set for the Dogs. It is a first down after the penalty. They're on 45-yard line. They'll hand it to Cheney, cutting inside. He's hit and dropped after a gain of about 3 or 4. Tarpons driving him back. Good job by the defense.
Yeah, Cade Nelson did a good job for the Tarpons, not giving up on the play. Play went opposite his side, but he fought off the block again and was involved in the tackle.
2nd and 6, 7:50 and counting for the Bulldogs, up 14-0, approaching midfield. Jenkins sending Cheney out in motion. Play action. Throw it to the sidelines. Is caught and tackled short of the first down for now, but still fighting. What a great effort by number 1, Marcel. I thought the Tarpons had him stacked up 2-3 yards short of the first down. He just kept his legs pumping, and he gets the first down. Great effort that time from Damian Marcel, a junior receiver.
Tarpons are doing a good job. Yeah, they're doing a good job of coming and hitting the ball carrier, but they're not wrapping up to bring them down.
Be 1st and 10 from the Tarpons 41-yard line. Jenkins. Cheney has 2 touchdowns already on the day. Tarpons don't want to allow him to get a 3rd. Jenkins, play action. Flushed out to the right. Will throw it as far as he can. He's got a man wide open. Caught at the 20-yard line. Could be hit and snagged by Ja'Kias Croissant at the 15. But that's a long pitch and catch to number 10, Babin. And Lutcher's in the red zone. As a defensive back, you can only go back so much. Once the receiver's 30 yards down the field, you got to start playing the man a little bit there, and the Tarpons kind of fell asleep in the secondary.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there.
Got tripped, right?
Ja'Kias was on him. They just let him go and went deep, and the receiver stopped in his route.
Trips to the left. Jenkins. with Brown in the backfield with him. Jenkins will keep it, and he's going to be hit, and he's going to be thrown for a loss. That tackle for a loss brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation, by the way. Good stop by Jarvis there.
Abram Berg, Caden Jarvis, Max Gedros, all in on the tackle, doing a great job on that right side of the Tarpon defense.
A bunch of scoreboard updates for you coming up after this play. I want to thank our buddy Damian St. Pierre. He collected a lot of scores for us. 6:28 to go in the opening half. Thanks, Truck.
Bubble here.
Inside handoff. Nothing. Thrown back for another loss that time. Good job by the middle of the Tarpon defense. I see Vedros there. See Otan there. And it'll be 3rd and 12. Tackle for loss brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation. It's gonna be the humidity break, but we'll keep it right here because we want to read some of the scoreboard updates. Brought to you by 3T Oil Change. We've got Assumption 23, Morgan City 7, E.D. White 10, Thibodeau nothing, and Terrebonne 14, Central Lafourche 0. Those scoreboard updates brought to you by 3T.
Any of those scores surprise you?
Surprised Terrebonne's not winning by more.
Well, yeah. It's early.
Yeah, it's early. And then, look, man, I don't mean to poke fun at Central Lafourche. They're young, and Terrebonne's just a wrecking ball, man. It's going to be a tough matchup for them tonight. Here, it's a tough matchup for the Tarpons, down 14-0 midway through the second quarter. Lutcher's driving, but it is 3rd and 12. See if the Tarpons could get a stop.
Tarpon's got to be careful. Some type of screen pass right here. Or maybe they may try one of a slant, because what they're doing here, they kind of get those linebackers to start creeping up on these runs. They got a receiver that can maybe just go right in back of them.
Lutcher's at the 16. They've got to get it to the 5. Jenkins is in the gun. He's got trips to the left. He'll roll out to the left, looking for a man. He's going to run. He's going to get a first down inside the 5, and he's going to be tripped up at around the 4. Good job there by Jenkins, keeping the legs moving, and he gets a first down for his team.
First and goal, you'll be 4-yard line, right hash. Yeah, big boys coming in. 51's in.
Nothing fancy there. The Central receivers on some long routes. Quarterback rolled out to his left, had a lot of turf to run. Picked up the first down.
It's a heavy package for the Bulldogs. 51 comes into the game. That's Rashad Sterling. Be a shotgun set.
Right.
Number 4 in the backfield, that's Luke. Quarterback keeps it. Good block by Luke, but quarterback stacks up. He stretches out at the end, and he's short, but he got to about the 1. So good run that time by the quarterback. Jenkins got to the 1-yard line. And partner, something tells me we're going to see that exact same play again.
You know what? Jenkins was very lucky. He's holding that ball out with one hand. Lucky the Tarpons didn't come and chop it away from him.
Luke, the lead blocker. Jenkins probably going to be running it again. Here it is. Quarterback keep. He stacked up that time, but he breaks a tackle and gets into the end zone. Tarpons had him stacked up for a loss, but he gets away. It's a 1-yard touchdown run from Jenkins. It's 20-0 Bulldogs.
And again, Tarpons coming up, doing a good job of delivering that hit, but they're not wrapping up. And the Lutcher runners are just too strong. They hit and they spin off these tackles.
Extra point coming from Millett. Mr. Miller, I think, is checking on a Tarpon defender.
Checking on Caden Jarvis's hand. But he's fine.
E.D. White has just added a touchdown to their lead. They lead 17-0 over Thibodeau. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is right down the middle. We'll be back in 1 minute. Lutcher leads 21-0. It's ESPN 100.3. We'll be right back after this. The Tarpons can maybe get a return this time. Millet's got a big old leg, though. Ball's on the tee. Play clock down to 12 as he makes his approach. And it's a line drive, high kick that'll go into the end zone, and the Tarpons will take over at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. That's a weapon, Bubba. We talk about it every Friday. That's a weapon when you can make the other team start at the 20.
Yes, it is. Last drive, the Bulldogs started at the 20. They went 80 yards, 10 plays. Capped off with a Jenkins 1-yard touchdown run.
Tarpons deferred, so if you could hold the ball for 450 here, maybe try to steal something before the half, you maybe try to get yourself back into it. That's the frustrating thing. You have moved the ball a little bit as it's 1st and 10. Oger on an empty set. Steps up and will throw it incomplete. It was intended for Jarvis.
Landon Jarvis.
Landon Jarvis fell incomplete. Landon Jarvis would like to have that one back. He was open. Would have been a gain of about 7-8 yards. Went right through the wickets.
Carson Ogeron doing a good job stepping out the pocket, buying him extra time to find his receivers downfield.
2nd and 10. Trips to the right side of the field. Ball's in the middle of the field. In the gun. Handed to Meathead. He swallowed up. Thrown for about a 2-yard loss. 33 for Lutcher's all over that. That's Kai Brown. You mentioned earlier in the game, Tarpon's got to have a little bit of a run game. Boy, it has been non-existent. That'd be 3rd and 12. 5 receiver set. Ogeron makes a nice catch on the snap. Now he's flushed out under pressure, and he'll just throw it away. Ball didn't get to the line of scrimmage, but he was in the grasp. I don't know if they'll give him the benefit of the doubt or not.
They'll call it incomplete, it looks like.
The pressure that time was brought by Ruiz. And the Tarpons will punt it away, 3 and out.
And what Lutcher's doing a good job of, when Carson breaks out the pocket, it's like they have a second spy on him, or a spy that comes and is right there to make the play.
This defense is ridiculous. There's no other way to say it. As we wait on the snap. Good kick by Coleman. Needs a roll. Not as good of a kick as I thought off his leg. It rolls out of bounds at the 37. I thought he had a little more depth to it than that. But Lutcher will have great starting field position at the Tarpon 37-yard line with 3:50 to go.
Harper just got away with a penalty after the play. One of our players kind of just hit the Lutcher Bulldog guy in the face.
We still have Zach Jenkins in the game at quarterback, the junior. Chaney, the running back, a junior. Be a little pistol look. 4 receiver set. Jenkins will hand it to Chaney. Chaney, some good, tough, hard yardage, about 4 or 5 yards in the middle.
Look, the Tarpon defense has to be getting worn out. They've been on the field a good bit this first half.
Yeah, they're fighting. They're doing what they can. Just a tall task. He's 2nd and about 6. Jenkins with Chaney in a gun. Strong side of the field to the left. Jenkins keeps it, picking through the line, very patient, but not a whole lot of a surge there, and he'll be stacked up, a gain of about 1. Vedrossenberg, amongst others, there on the stop.
Good job by the Tarpon defense up front, plugging them holes. Quarterback doesn't have very much room to run.
And we have just made a quarterback change, I think. Nope, never mind. Jenkins is just looking at the sideline for the play. Saw him run down to the numbers, thought he was coming out of the ball game, but nope, he's just going to be getting the call from his pop. 2:40 to go. Thanks, Truck. This is hard for us to see the board. Luke joining Jenkins in the backfield. This has been a Luke lead blocking, Jenkins running formation. Now it's a play action formation. Jenkins flushed out to the right, and he'll throw it away. So the Tarpons will force a 4th down. Good pressure that time by the Tarpon defense.
Decision time for the Bulldogs. They're going to be going for it.
I don't think there's much of a decision from the 31. I think you go for that. Too far for a field goal, too close for a punt, but it is just the right spot in the field to call a timeout and talk it over on 4th and 5, up 21-0. Scoreboard update brought to you by 3T Oil, home of the drive-through oil change. ED White 24, Thibodeau 0, 2:28 to go in the opening half. Boy, every time Coach Rod sends a text, it gets worse and worse for Thibodeau, it feels like.
Look, their kicker can reach it from here. Well, it'll be close if they try it.
Yeah, we saw in pregame, look, off of a tee with nobody running at him, he sure can reach it from here. The concern I would have is, boy, you don't want to get anything blocked or anything and give the Tarpons some momentum.
Yeah, they're going for it. But what you do, if the ball gets in the end zone, it's a touchback, you play the 20. If it doesn't go in the end zone, it's fly ball. So, but they're going for it.
They're going to trust Jenkins. In an empty shotgun set, it's 4th and 5. You spy the quarterback here. He has proven to be a very good runner. It's a 5-receiver set, strong side of the field to the left. Straight drop under pressure, flushed out. And Nelson drops him. The ball's out.
Doesn't matter.
It will not matter. Lutcher gets it at the 40-yard line. It's a turnover on downs. Nelson with the sack. The Tarpons will take over with 2:19 to go at their own 40-yard line. Cade Nelson slammed them to the turf. The fumble was inconsequential because it was a turnover on downs either way. The Tarpon defense holds. Great job.
And it gives the Tarpons in decent field position.
Look, you got a shot, dude. You're down 21. You could go and steal some points before half. Get it back. Like, this is your shot right here with 2:19 to go.
One timeout.
Yep, correct. One timeout. Strong side of the field to the right. Ogeron with Dardar in the gun. Ogeron steps up in the pocket. Will throw it to Dardar, incomplete. Tarpons were very fortunate that it was a forward pass, but it was also very close. And it falls incomplete, stops the clock. It'll be 2nd and 10.
They know it's a passing situation for the Tarpons. They're coming after Ogeron. Line did a decent job.
See if they can maybe overrun him one time and he can maybe break a long run. 2nd and 10. Ogeron under pressure from the edge. He throws it down the middle. Bird, just a flat drop. You got to catch that one. Would have been a 1st down grab near midfield off the fingertips, and now it'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, that would have been 10-yard gain. Would have got the ball at midfield.
Strong side of the field to the right. Tarpon's got to get to midfield. It's a 4-receiver set. Ogeron throws it out to the flats. Dardar's got it. Got to work up the field. He's going to be stacked up at the 43-yard line, well short of the 1st down. 1:58. The clock is stopped. Nope, never mind. Still running. Thought maybe Lutcher had called a timeout, but they did not.
I know you're down 21-0, but right here, I think you punt the ball away.
I agree with you, but Coach Young and the offense are still in the field. Their own 43-yard line. Play clock down to 10. It's 4th and 7. You got to get to midfield. Ogeron gets the snap. He's under pressure. Steps up and down he goes at the 32-yard line. I just don't like that call. I didn't think it was time to be that desperate. We have an injured Bulldog. It's Sterling. Injury timeout brought to you by Thibodeau Regional. Boy, we certainly hope that Sterling is okay. With the clock stopped at 1:19 to go in the opening half.
Yeah, now you're giving the Bulldogs a great field position, and you get the ball back to start the second half. So if you can punt them and pin them back a little bit, make it a little bit harder for them.
Yeah, putting a lot of pressure on your defense here to try to get a stop. Lutcher has 2 timeouts and 79 seconds to work with as the young man, 51 Sterling, gets up off the turf and runs to the sideline. He appears to be okay.
Young man, you said it right. He's huge.
Grown man.
Put together. Tarpon defense has been in this situation before. See if they can hold here.
Quarterback change. Now we're back to Smith in there. Smith is bigger than Jenkins, but Jenkins is very fleet of foot, does run well. 1st and 10, strong side of the field to the right, trips to the right. Smith, under pressure, throws it down the middle, and did Dre intercept it? I think he did. I think Dre Hughes just picked it off.
No one knows.
Yep, they're giving it to the Tarpons, and Draven Hughes with the interception at the 11-yard line. I was talking to Dre's family earlier in the week. I said he's about to get one. He's about to get one. He just got one. The first one of his varsity career. Interception. Tarpons will take over 1st and 10. He dropped a few last week, and I'm going to have to give him a little grief because that one was a much harder catch than some of the drops last week. But a great job by Dre.
Tarpon's got to be careful here.
1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. In the gun, the snaps have not been ideal as of late for Ogeron. Gets that one okay. Straight drop. Pump fake, and he's hit and dropped at the 4-yard line. That is number 6 on the sack. That is Ruiz. Lutcher's calling a timeout with 59 seconds to go. If I'm the Tarpons, I'm just running dives and I'm getting the heck out of here. They could stop the clock one more time. You run 2 dives. You could punt it at about 10 or so seconds left. It's 21-0 our score. We thank you guys for being with us so much today.
Tough situation here for the Tarpons. You backed up.
You're backed up against a mean and nasty defense that you've had a hard time blocking.
Now, Casey, I know we go out the gun. The snaps haven't been 100% on the money. A lot of them.
Carson's making some one-handed catches. And
a lot of them are going to Carson's right, and he's catching the ball. Let's see if the Tarpons would just elect to go under center right here. And
we'll see. Lutcher has the benefit of stopping it one more time. With 59 seconds to go in the half. Ball at the 4-yard line. It's 2nd and a ton, but we're not worried about the down and the distance right now. We're worried about the Tarpons trying to avoid the safety on 2nd and about 17 or 18. Still in the gun. Meathead with Ogeron. Man in motion is Petrie going across the formation to the left side. Ogeron play action will throw a screen incomplete. Boy, I don't like that. That allows them to preserve their timeout. And
no.
That'll make it 3rd down. And I got to tell you, boy, even if the pass would have been accurate, Lutcher was swarming all over. I don't think you would have got much out of that screen. So it'll be 3rd and about 17 or 18. That last play burned 4 seconds, so it's now down to 55. Anything inbounds here short of the sticks, Lutcher's going to call a timeout, make you punt it. Tarpons aren't out of the huddle with 6 seconds left on the play clock, so they're going to be the ones calling a timeout here in just a second.
We got Alamo onto the field as the play clock runs out.
BJ will, I think, get the timeout. No, did they call delay a game?
No, they got the timeout.
Yep, no flag. Mr. Miller says no flag. He threw it initially, but he didn't realize that his back judge had granted BJ the timeout. Good communication by the officials tonight. Yep. Yep. I don't have anything else to add. I agree with you there. Going to be third and awfully long. One timeout for the Bulldogs. Now none for the Tarpons. You've got to get a first down. You've got to get to the 21-yard line. All things considered, considering the amount of plays that they've been on the field, I think the Tarpon defense has actually played pretty well here in the first half. They've given up some things, but boy, they've just been out there the whole half. See if the offense can make something crazy happen. Does BJ have maybe a trick play or something for this situation?
Under center.
I formation under center. It's a toss to Dardar. Dardar trying to get outside. He's going to be stacked up at the 5-yard line. I just don't know why he didn't do that 2 times in a row and grinded this thing out. Timeout called with 47 seconds, and now the punt team will come out.
Toss play, gutsy call too. A toss play, right? Dardar caught the ball probably in his end zone. Did a good job turning up the field. Stayed in bounds, so they had to use their timeout.
Scoreboard update brought to you by 3T Oil. St. Charles 21, Vanderbilt 7. The Terriers were driving, got to the 4-yard line, and turned it over. Boy, Vanderbilt has had some red zone turnovers this year. Anyway, every time we have Tommy on, it feels like he's telling us about some turnovers that they've had. Here Coleman standing with his heels in the back of the end zone. His only job is to somehow, someway get this ball kicked away. Snap gets to him. He gets it away. Pretty good job, all things considered, towards the sidelines, and it'll bounce and go out at about the 23. Given the short snap and that he had to fire it away quickly, he did about the best that he could. It wasn't a great kick, but Lutcher will now have 39 seconds and no timeouts. They're already in field goal range. Their kicker's got a huge leg.
There were so many. The job that Nicholas Coleman just did was amazing. So many things going against him. First of all week, watching film of how they block punts. You backed up into your own end zone. You know 11 guys are coming after you. I think he did a super job of getting that punt off.
I just wish the Tarpons would have run that football, and that second down play would be halftime right now. But now your defense got to come through one more time. 5-receiver set. Smith in the gun. Tarpons showing a little heat. Throws it down the middle, and whoa, wait, we have a pre-snap foul? What's going on here? Pass fell incomplete, but boy, it felt like we had a very early whistle, didn't we? I don't see any flags on the field, so why the heck weren't we playing? It was no play. It would have been an incompletion. It was nearly an interception. But I
see the official was pointing at the ball. Boy, he may have rounded to the field. Maybe I'm just guessing, but no play.
Well, let's try again. 1st and 10. Smith has a little more time this time. Throws it. He's got a man picked off. Commerdale, how far is he going to run? 25-30, 35-40. Cutting upfield. There's a flag on the return. Commerdale's across midfield. Still juking. He's tripped up at the 43. The return's going to come back. And Maddox Commerdale gets another Tarpon turnover with 24 seconds to go. There's going to be either a blindside block or a block in the back on the return, but the Tarpon defense will get the stop that they were looking for. Maddox is a weapon, man. Oh, he's such a good football player.
I'm not sure if there was a miscommunication with the quarterback and the receiver, but there was no receiver around if he overshot him.
I think he overthrew a receiver down the middle. His personal foul, blindside block on South Lafourche. But it will still be Tarpon football.
Time we got.
24 seconds. No timeouts. You're going to be pinned back in your own territory. This will be, well, I was going to say it was going to be, run it zone, but BJ's been very aggressive, so it might not be. Ball at the 22-yard line. That's exactly right. Your defense is finally starting to play with a little confidence, forcing some turnovers. You don't want to turn it back over to them with only 24 seconds to go. First and 10. Tarpons will be in the gun. It's a 4-receiver shotgun set. Ogeron will be throwing it. Steps up in the pocket. Pump fake. He's hit. He's dropped. Guys, can we please just go to half? There's a sack. Number 51, Sterling on the play. Clock running down. I don't think the Tarpons will be able to get to the football to snap it again. And that will be the end of the first half with our score, Lutcher 21, South Lafourche 0. Let's go ahead and take a 4-minute break. Let's pay some bills. We'll be back in 4 minutes with our halftime show on ESPN 100.3.
Are you searching for the next best thing for your finances? At Synergy Bank, we have everything you've been searching for in a community bank. Stop by to visit our friendly team at Synergy locations near you or anytime online at synergybank.com. Member FDIC.
At Bourgeois Meat Market, our slogan is Miracles in Meat since 1891. To be in business over 130 years, the most important thing is to have a quality product. The next most important thing is customer service. Our old meat market is in Schriever, Louisiana, and we're really proud to be opening up our brand new store in Gray, Louisiana. We have Rev at both locations now. So all these new scales and our POS system runs on technology, and we need Rev to make that happen for us. I highly recommend Rev Business.
Are you searching for the next best thing for your finances? At Synergy Bank, we have everything you've been searching for in a community bank. Stop by to visit our friendly team at Synergy locations near you or anytime online at synergybank.com. Member FDIC.
At Bourgeois Meat Market, our slogan is miracles in meat since 1891. To be in business over 130 years, the most important thing is to have a quality product. The next most important thing is customer service. Our old meat market is in Schriever, Louisiana, and we're really proud to be opening up our brand new store in Gray, Louisiana. We have Rev at both locations now. So all these new scales and our POS system runs on technology, and we need Rev to make that happen for us. I highly recommend Rev Business.
dog duty. I like that. Lutcher about to retake the field as well. My mic a little bit. I pumped it up too hot. The Bulldogs will be on defense first. Yep, I agree. Tarpons have already retaken the field. The Bulldogs are coming now.
Because you know what's going to happen in the fourth quarter. If Lutcher still has the lead in the fourth quarter, they're going to run the football and try and just get out of here with a victory. They don't care how much they win by.
The Bulldog running across the field. Tell you what, their Bulldog is much more lean than Uga over at Georgia. Georgia's Bulldog is fat. Georgia's schedule is very thin and vague and weak and sickly.
Different feel to the game up here, locked in this booth.
Yeah, we don't hear
crowd noise.
We don't hear anything. Like, we are insulated. We don't hear any noise. All we got is the gentle hum of the AC. Our voices are echoing a little bit. It's almost like we're doing the game from, like you said earlier, like a closet or something. Yeah, a little bit. It is nice and comfortable. We won't mention the stairway to get up here. Already kind of dreading that a little bit in an hour or so. I'll go ahead and tell the story. Y'all, I'm definitely afraid of heights. We're really high up here. I'm not looking forward to climbing down whenever this game ends. The Bulldogs will be kicking from right to left. I have no idea where Bayou Lafourche is from here, so we're going to just say right to left. Millet will be kicking it away. Tarpons have their usual trio back deep. That's Angelette, Petrie, and Alamont. Second half of our football game is underway with a high pop kick. This one will be returned by Alamont to 10. Across the 15, riding the blockers, hit and picked up and dropped at the 16.
Yeah, he came up to the wedge, and right when he got up, he just stopped running.
Yeah, can't do that. Tarpon offense will take over 1st and 10 from their own 16-yard line. See if we could get, actually from their own 17-yard line, see if we could get a play or two and get out of the hole, get the ball closer to the 30, 40-yard line. First and 10 for the Tarps. Looks like it's going to be an I-form set for the first snap of the third quarter.
52 yard down.
Be a handoff to Meathead. And just not a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Good job by the middle of the Bulldog defense.
Nathan Alamont kind of came up. Looks to be a little injured, walking it off. He'll stay in the game.
Berg will leave the game. Jarvis will check into the game, which usually is an indication Tarpons will go back to the gun. On 2nd and 9, we will give Meathead 1 on the last play. Three receiver set. Ogeron. Handed to Dardar, picking through the line. He's got about another yard.
2nd and 8, you said we on the left hash. 3rd and 8, 3rd and 8. All right, excuse me.
It'll be 3rd down and about 8. 2 straight inside runs get you a yard apiece. In the early stages of the third quarter here from Lutcher, Louisiana.
See the Tarpons come with some type of play action, possibly.
Got to hit one of these
Not in
receivers.
this formation.
They'll throw it to the sideline, and it's going to be caught by Jarvis, and they're all over him. He's got about another yard or so. So to bring up 4th and about 7, and I think the Tarpons are going to, I don't know, they're staying on the field. I think Carson might be punting this one. He's a little deeper in the gun. He does punt it away. It's high angled kick. It'll bounce at the 43, and it'll take a sideways roll, so the Tarpons will kill it there. And the Bulldogs will play a 1st and 10 from the Tarpon 43-yard line. We talked about field position being a big story tonight. Lutcher has absolutely dominated the field position game tonight.
You would think with the field position they had, they should have more points on the board. That's just a credit to the Tarpon defense.
Be 1st and 10 for them. And look who's back. We got our guy Jenkins back in the game. Good to see he's back out there. Last time we saw him, Cade Nelson was slamming him to the turf. Be 1st and 10. Hand it off to Cheney. Picking through the line. Got about 2 or 3. It's about the 40-yard line.
Both teams coming out of the locker room running the ball straight up the middle.
You know, I remember last year's game with Lutcher. The entire second half was running time.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show Tarpon's far more competitive this year against these guys than last, would have been 21-0 here in the third.
I think Lutcher may slow things down a little bit.
I think you're right. 5-receiver empty set. Jenkins will look to run. It's a quarterback draw. He's got a nice gain across the 30, and this might be a touchdown. 10-5. Jenkins houses it. It's 27-0 Bulldogs on the long touchdown run from the junior quarterback, Zach Jenkins.
Design quarterback run right up the middle. They spread the field on the Tarpons. Jenkins showed some speed and broke a tackle or two on his way to the end zone for a 40-yard touchdown run.
No, Coach Jenkins got to be excited about that as his boy puts it into the end zone for the second time today. Extra point try from Millett. Snap is there, kick is up, and it is good. He just snugged that one in there. It's 28-0. Tarpons will have another crack on offense with 9:17 to go in the third quarter. We'll be back in a minute on ESPN 100.3. After the touchdown drive, Lutcher leads 28-0 early in the third quarter. Millett will kick it away. Here's his kick. Be a longer kick that'll be caught by Alam on the 1, working up the field, across the 10, bouncing outside, blocking the bag. Big time there by the Tarpons. That's an easy one to call. My guy Coleman just came in and cleared out somebody from behind. Alamo got to the 17-yard line, but the easiest call tonight will be a block in the back there. That one will go against the Tarpons.
Maybe a question for Coach Young tomorrow.
Actually, they'll call blindside block. So that's a blindside block in the back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is that part of their game plan to catch the ball at the goal line and try and get yards against this quick Lutcher team?
Yeah, I don't know. It has cost them some field position at times tonight. You're buried in your end zone again. Ball at the 8-yard line. Tarpons will be in the gun. Ogeron Dardar with the strong side of the field to the right. They flank Dardar out. Ogeron, under some pressure, steps up, and he will fall forward, but he'll be sacked at about the 3 or 4 yard line. There's 51. Sterling, boy, he's hobbling around. He feels like it's the second or third time he gets hurt tonight, but I know this, Tarpons can't block him. He has been all over the backfield. He's only a junior, too.
Or a 5-yard loss on the sack.
Bring up 2nd and 15, 8:38 and counting in the third quarter. Ogeron now in the end zone. Play action, pump fake. He is going to maybe be safety.
He's at the 1.
They'll mark him out at the 1. He just got out of the end zone. Truck says the 1 foot line. Tarpon stay in the gun. Ogeron just doesn't have any room to breathe out there. It'll be 3rd and a country mile. You got to get to the 18-yard line. You're at the inch line. And the frustrating thing is the Tarpons are going to look back at this tape. There are some receivers open. Carson just can't look down the field because he's under such duress. He'll roll out on this play, and he'll throw it just away. So that's going to be a 3 and out for the Tarpons. And now you're asking poor Nicholas Coleman to punt it from the inch line again.
We got some receivers running some 30-yard routes. I guess we're just trying to open something up underneath. But again, Carson did a good job sprinting out to his right. Just not much time to throw the football.
Ball's at the half-yard line. Coleman standing in the back of the end zone. The Lutcher return men are at the Tarpon 30-yard line. So again, field position. They've been dominated by the Bulldogs. Coleman gets the snap. He gets the kick away. It's a wobbly kick. That'll be picked up by Lutcher at the 30-yard line, but he muffed it out of bounds. So the Bulldogs will take over at the 30.
That last play, they kicked it short. It just looked like the Tarpons weren't coming to cover the punt. If it had took a better bounce for Lutcher, they could have picked it up. He had a clear path to the end zone.
This Lutcher offense doesn't have a whole lot of work to do. They're starting in Tarpon territory every single drive. It's going to be Zach Jenkins again at quarterback. 7:46 to go in the third quarter. Shotgun empty set, 4 receiver set, strong side of the field to the right. Will be a little pop pass to the outside, hit and drop
nice
by
job.
Bird. Good job. That was to number 13 that time, which is Ashton Stark.
Haven Green, Caden Jarvis on the play.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I had the number wrong. It is Haven Green that made the play. Scoreboard update brought to you by 3T, home of the drive-through oil change. E.D. White 31, Thibodeau 0 midway in the third quarter. They're about in the same stage of the game as we are. They got 5 minutes left there. Here, there's 7 minutes left in the third quarter. 2nd and 7. Inside handoff to Big 33, barreling forward. Didn't get much, maybe a yard for Brown on the carry that time.
Tarpon's doing a good job up the middle, stopping the run.
3rd and 6 for the Bulldogs at the Tarpon 26-yard line. They are up 28-0. Looking to add on. Strong side of the field to the left. Got trips that way. Play clock down to 10. They are, as Coach said earlier in the quarter, slowing down a little bit, as you would expect. Man in motion is Cheney. Quarterback, design run, picking through the line. He's not going to get anywhere near the first down. Good job by the middle of the Tarpon defense. He maybe gained the yard to the 25. Otan, Stelter, Commerdale came up into the box. That'll bring us to the heat and humidity break, I think. They don't have to run another play. And they're not going to get one off. So we'll be back in 1 minute. It's 4th down. A heat and humidity break coming up on ESPN 100.3.
No, Casey.
It's going to be a 41-yard field goal try from Millet on this 4th and 5 play. He's definitely got the leg. Snap is there. The kick is up. It's a line drive, and no good. Wide left. So he missed it wide left. The Tarpons will take over there after the missed field goal. Defense gets a stand. You were motioning during the timeout that Coach Jenkins was really riding the officials. He's not liking something that the Tarpon defensive line is doing, it looks like.
Yeah, he keeps pointing below his knees and motioning, but I have no clue what he's complaining about.
Their own 20-yard line. That's premier field position for the Tarpons tonight based on how it's been. Feels like every drive has been starting inside their own 10.
Officials want to get together and talk.
Yes.
If it goes in the end zone.
If it goes in the end zone, yes. And I absolutely hate that rule, by the way, but it is the rule. Ogeron, straight drop. Throws it as far as he can. It's caught near the sticks, and it's going to be a Golden Motors first down. That's caught by Terrence Peacher, gain of about 11. Little out pattern. He actually had a little time. Now, are they going to give him the first down? Yep, they will. First down. Got exactly 10. Move the chains.
The ball stayed in the air a long time across the field.
Terrence was open. 5:16 and counting. They'll say Terrence stayed in bounds. Trips to the right. Empty shotgun set for Ogeron. Catches the snap. Pump fakes. Flushed out of the pocket. He's hit and dropped at the 22-yard line. That is number 33 for the Dogs. That is Kai Brown.
7-yard loss.
Ready for another scoreboard update?
Yes, sir.
Edie White just got a pick six. They lead 38-0
Wow.
over Thibodeau. Edie White, they just win by 50 every week, man. It is absurd the success that they have had so far this year. Here's 2nd and 17 for the Tarpons. Ogeron in the gun. Straight drop. Looking at the middle. He's hit. He's dropped. Number 72, Parquette sacked him. Trying to think of a nice way to say this. It's not happening tonight. You've got a long season to go. We got to make sure we get number 10 out of this game healthy, and he is taking a beating tonight. You're down 28-0, and the Tarpons obviously still think they've got a shot. 4:20 to go. It's still just in the third quarter.
I'm sure officials may have caught a sideline warning on Lutcher.
Yeah. It is 3rd and a ton. You've got to get the ball to the 40-yard line. Ogeron under pressure. It's a screen, and it's going to hit an offensive lineman first.
I didn't see Dardard first, but he was there.
That Coach Jenkins is arguing, and he's right. The ball first hit an offensive lineman. It should have been illegal touching. But either way, I mean, what difference does it make? You would have declined the penalty. It would have been all the same. But the Tarpons have to punt it away.
Coach Jenkins has to be careful here. He might pick up 15.
Coleman with all sorts of room. He's not even in his own end zone. Standing at the 1. Gets the snap. Here they come. He gets it away. This one's not a very good one. A wobbly kick, but it does take a little bit of a Tarpon roll, but it's picked up by Lutcher, and they'll hustle it out of bounds to about the 30-yard line. So again, the usual great starting field position for the Bulldogs. They started the Tarpon 30-yard line. That was Weber on the return. Actually, they'll mark him out at about the 30. What? They didn't give him any of the return. He must have called a fair catch. Gave it to him at the 37-yard line. He definitely got a little further up the field than that, didn't he?
Looked like it, but
he must have called for a fair catch.
We'll take it. Push him back.
So the Bulldogs will be at the 37-yard line of South Lafourche with 3:57 to go in the third quarter. Now we've got Smith back in the game at quarterback. There's a true two-quarterback system here. Handed to Cheney, the right side, turning the corner. Now bouncing back in the middle, and he's going to be hitting stacked up at about the 32-yard line, gaining about 5 or 6. Tarpons are still swarming to the ball, still playing hard, still competing.
Looked like Cheney had a little bit more room to the outside. He decided to plant his foot and cut upfield. Still gained about 6 yards.
3:33 to go in the third quarter. Second and 4. Smith in the gun, strong side of the field to the left. Keep it. Bootleg out, throws it to the flats. It's caught on the sideline, and they'll get a first down at the 25-yard line. That's number 10, Babin on the catch. And it is a first down. Good throw by Smith that time. He kind of threaded the needle. There were some Tarpon defenders there, but he fit it in. Ball at the 25-yard line. The running back this time is Kai Brown. Side of the field to the right. Handed to Brown.
Oh, nice.
He's hitting the backfield, thrown for a loss. That loss brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation. O-Town was all over it.
Yeah, Tyler just squeezed on that play down. Making a good play for the negative play for the Bulldogs.
Clock continues to run, 2:30 and counting in the third quarter. See, Tarpon's defense playing with a lot of pride, boy. Let's see if they could keep them out of the end zone here. 2nd and 11. Smith with the strong side of the field to the right. They hand it to Brown. He stacked up across the 25, dropped at about the 23. Short gain on the play. And a good job again by the Tarpon defense to bring up 3rd and 7. Ball at the 22 now.
Picked up some tough yards right there.
They did.
Tarpon stingy up the middle.
Cheney back into the game with Smith. Strong side of the field to the right. They've got Winfield and Babin flanked out that way. Quarterback will keep it, and he's got a nice gain. He breaks a tackle inside the 10, and he's going to get in, I think.
He's in.
That'll be a Lutcher touchdown on the quarterback keep. That has been the one play the Tarpons have had a hard time corralling, no matter who the quarterback has been, and it's 34-0 Bulldogs. That is Quinn Smith on the touchdown run. With 1:30 to go in the third quarter. Millett missed the field goal a minute ago, but he has been lights out on these extra points. The snap's there, the kick is up, and it's right down the middle. Lutcher adds 7 points to their lead. We'll be back in 1 minute. The Tarpons will have another offensive possession on ESPN 100.3.
Are you searching for the next best thing for your finances? At Synergy Bank, we have everything you've been searching for in a community bank. Stop by to visit our friendly team at Synergy locations near you or anytime online at synergybank.com. Member FDIC.
$35-0, the Bulldogs in front of the Tarpons. Millett will be kicking it away. Tarpons have several back deep. There's the kick. That has touchback written all over it. Yeah, it chases them into the end zone. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tarpons at the 20-yard line. See if the Tarpons could get anything going, man. It has just been a struggle. We knew coming in it would be tough. Boy, this Lutcher defense is every bit as good as advertised as Ogeron leads the troops back out. Strong side of the field to the right. Tarpons have trips that way. Ogeron gets the snap, inside handoff to Dardar, picking through the line. He's actually got a couple that time. Lutcher had been limiting him to just a yard or no gain, but they picked up 2 or 3.
Oh, give him 3. That was a tough run by Dardar.
Yep. Next snap will be inside of a minute in the third quarter. Second and 7. Tarpons in the gun with that unbalanced line. Give it to Dardar. Nice little surge across the 25. About 3 more, maybe 4 more. That will give him 4 out to the 27-yard line.
It's okay, Casey. It's going to be all right.
Our AC just kicked off. What's going on? We got it set on 66, so that means that it's 67 in here.
Man, it's like your dog just ran away or something. It's okay.
Third and 3 for the Tarpons. On the 27-yard line. They're going to hand it to Dardar. They fake the jet sweep. Dardar's not going to get the first down. He's going to be short. And that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter, I think. Tarpons are going to hustle some personnel out there, but they're not going to get the snap off. So we're going to the fourth quarter. It's 35-0 Bulldogs. I'm going to put the AC back on. We'll be back in a minute on ESPN 100.3. Welcome back here to Lutcher, Louisiana. The Tarpons are set to play a 4th and 1 when the fourth quarter resumes. Casey just cleared Coach Brian Collett. Tarpons are going to have 4th and a full yard. I think the offense will stay on the field. Let's see. Ogeron's there. Meathead's there. Berg there. It's going to be the I-form set. Can you get a push against this mighty Bulldog defense? Let's find out. 4th and a yard. Try the hard count. They're not flinching. Boy, they've got everybody in the middle, too, to try to plug them gaps, and the Tarpons moved early. Now you might have to punt it away. Tarpons got a little bit of a head start. It's a dead ball false start. The officiating crew, Mr. David Miller, has done a wonderful job tonight. They've done an excellent job in tonight's ball game. 4th and 6. And the offense staying out there. Angelette checks into the game for the Tarps. In the gun. Got another scoreboard update for you after this play. 4th and 6. Ogeron, straight drop. Pressure comes, throws it to the flats. Dardar working up the field. And it's a Golden Motors first down. Good job, Meathead. Got it out to the safety valve, and it is a Golden Motors first down for South Lafourche. Scoreboard update brought to you by 3T Oil. At the end of the third quarter, EDY 38, Thibodeau 0.
Yep, Dardar did a good job. Had a lot of room to run. The defense closes fast, but he picked up the first
Look
down.
at they're blitzing, man. Hit that little safety valve. Nothing wrong with that. Ball at the 33-yard line. He's going to throw it to him again. Meathead's got the grab. Receiver's blocking for him a little bit. He falls across the 35-yard line. Pick up about 3. So actually, that one will go as a carry. So it'll be a run for Dardar that time. But you know who likes running backs that could catch the ball? Tim Rebo does. College coaches do. That's going to be something that's going to really take Meathead far if he stays with it. Trips to the right, play action. Ogeron throws it to Bird, my bad. And it's going to be caught and dropped at the 39-yard line. Short gain. Bring up 3rd and 4.
Nice to see Angela getting some playing time.
Yep. Tarpons have completed a couple in a row. See if they can maybe get a little momentum. You'd like to score, man. Because, this Lutcher team's going to shut out a lot of people. You'd like to be able to say that you were one of the teams that put one in on them. 3rd and 4. Alamo in motion. Ogeron gets the snap. Hands it to Dardar. He's hit near the 40. He falls forward and might have got the first down with the second effort. In fact,
Yes.
Golden Motors first down. Great second effort there from Dardar. Boy, it's 35-0. And you know what? BJ Young's going to be watching this tape tomorrow, and he's going to be saying, hey, my sophomore running back has not given up down several scores. That's good to see.
Dardar's running extremely hard.
Ten minutes on the dot remaining in this one. It's a 5-receiver set for the Tarps. Now Dardar joins Ogeron in the backfield. Carson will sling it out there to Alamo. Alamo makes a catch across midfield. Nope, right at midfield. Tripped up. It's a good gain of about 7. Now they'll put him down to the 49-yard line, so gain about 6. But again, another little pitch and catch, short completion.
And what this is doing is at least getting our defense off the field.
Yeah, resting, building a little confidence for your offense in the meantime. 2nd and 4. Ogeron in the gun. Directing traffic. It's a 5-receiver empty set. Throw it to the sidelines. Going to be caught by Jarvis. Jarvis bounces outside.
He's
35, 30, 25, and he's hit out of bounds. Thought they would maybe have a little laundry there, but he must have still been on the green when the hit occurred. It is a Golden Motors first down, and heck, we'll give him a blue boot bomb. That's a long pitch and catch for the Tarpons. Jarvis showing those ball skills, man. He was one heck of a tailback at LCO. There he got outside, handled the ball well, and the Tarpons are in the absolute fitness red zone at the 20-yard line.
Heavy package coming in.
8:36 and counting. That clock grinding down. Lutcher's going to win this game, but the Tarpons would like to avoid running time. If you get a touchdown here, you could avoid it. That heavy set in, unbalanced line. And we have a timeout or delay a game. Timeout. There's a flag on the field, but the officials grant BJ Young the timeout. Tarpons took a little bit too long substituting there with 8:13 to go. But a promising drive. The Tarpons have thrown it. They have actually had a little success running it even in this drive. And now you would love to cap it off with a touchdown.
Yeah, look, we've said it many times, the Tarpon offense at its best when they can mix the run and the pass where it's almost 50-50. And I think they're doing a good job this drive right here. They're moving the ball on the field, just some quick passes. Carson doesn't have to drop back and look for receivers down the field, just hitting some of those screen plays, and receivers are doing a good job catching the ball and picking up yards after the catch.
We thank our buddy Corey for this scoreboard update brought to you by 3T. 30-13, St. Charles Catholic leads Vanderbilt. So it looks like the Terriers are going to drop another one. First and 10 for the Tarpons here at the Bulldogs' 20-yard line. It's going to be an I-form set for Ogeron. Carson play action will bootleg. Now it'll be flushed out to the right. He will just throw that one away. Not a bad idea. There was nobody open. He was under some pressure. Just throws it away. So with 8:05 to go in regulation, the Tarpons will face a 2nd and 10.
11th play of the drive coming up for the Tarpons.
First time tonight that you really kind of put a little pressure on that Bulldog defense to stay out there for a while. In the gun. Ogeron will throw it to the sideline, and it's incomplete. Alamo gets leveled. Falls incomplete. 31 delivered the lick. That would be Thaddeus Carter. That would be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, Carter could have played the ball. He might have had a chance for interception instead of coming and giving the receiver a hit.
Third and 10. Strong side of the field to the left. Ogeron an empty shotgun set. Under pressure, flushed out to the right. Looks down the field into the end zone, and it's batted away. Luke swats that one away, and Luke is waving his hands in the air saying, I should have intercepted that one. So will the Tarpons go for it, or will they try Cesar? BJ told us anything from the 20. Cesar's good for it. They're going to keep the offense out there. By the way, that score for the Vanderbilt game is a final. Thank you, Corey, for that. 30-13 final score. 4th and 10, trips to the left. Ogeron. Under pressure, flushed out to the right, and it's incomplete. He was trying to get Meathead on the screen. Boy, Dardar was open. Had he hit him, Tarpons had a little running room.
Yeah, the screen, you want your offensive lineman to hold up the defensive guys just a little bit longer. That time they put way too much pressure on Carson. Didn't have time for that screen to develop.
Got a scoreboard update brought to you by 3T Oil. It's the final scoreboard update that we're going to get from the E.D. White Thibodeau game. As Coach Rod sent a text, said E.D. White 45, Thibodeau 0, and then he said, I'm out of here. Coach Rod's beating the traffic as E.D. White's got a 45-point lead over Thibodeau. Here it's 35-0 Lutcher with 7:49 to go. It is Jenkins in the game at the gun. At the 20-yard line. Inside gift to Cheney. 30. How far is he going to run? Making a man miss. Look out. He's across midfield. Electricity. Cutting back inside. He might house this. Look at the speed of Cheney. An 80-yard touchdown run. Boy, when he put on the Jets, there was no Tarpon capable of catching him. And Brian or Knight here just got a little shorter, but it's going to be running time now as the Bulldogs put the icing on the cake, an 80-yard touchdown run. That's just a different level of speed than anything that we've seen this year. When he turned on the Jets, it was over.
And Carmidel came to make a tackle, but he just planted, reversed his field so quick. And look, give credit to Lutcher. They had great blocking downfield also.
Yeah, they did. The spring long runs, you got to have receivers blocking. Here we got an official's timeout because there's a ball that some kids are throwing out there that ended up on the field. I bet you that's what happened down here earlier, too.
I think you're right.
They got some area behind the end zones where some kids are kind of messing around. We await Millett's extra point, which is right down Broadway into that area. And it's 42-0. 7:30 to go. It's going to be running time the rest of the way. Partner, the Tarpons are going to fall to 3-2 tonight. These Lutcher dogs are really, really good, man.
They are, and look, they weren't having a whole lot of success running the football right up the middle on the Tarpons. But you got to give credit to this Lutcher coaching staff. They kept at it. They didn't stop. They kept pounding. Eventually, it broke for them on some couple of long touchdown runs.
Cheney has had a very nice day today. He is only a junior. He'll be back. Of the quarterbacks, Smith is a senior, but Jenkins is a junior, so you figure next year it'll be Jenkins' operation. Millett, number 99, with the ball on the tee. Tarpons have, let's see, that's Jarvis, that's Alamo, and that's Angelette. So no Petrie this time. And the clock starts, so we are officially in running time. It's Millett's kick. Fielded at the 5-yard line by Alamo, trying to bounce outside. Now works the middle across the 20, dropped at the 22-yard line. In running time, do you maybe give Carson the rest of the night off?
Absolutely.
I would. Yeah, it's a long season. Clock continues to run, 6:15 counting. There will not be very many snaps left in this one now that the clock has continued. Carson's still out there. Boy, you would hate to have something happen in a 40-point game in the fourth quarter, but Tarpons' second and third quarterbacks are out. Ogeron will throw it. It's caught by Jarvis. He lowers his shoulder, and it'll be stacked up at about the 29-yard line, gain of about 4 or 5. From what I understand, your emergency quarterback, if Ogeron has to leave the game, is Terrence Petrie, so that's taking out a starter for a starter.
Well, I mean, what they're doing here is pretty safe.
Yeah.
Dropping back, just throwing the ball out to the receivers.
I think you're right. I think that the playbook will maybe be closed up. But it's the heat humidity break, by the way, if Mr. Miller sees it, or maybe in running time it goes away. Because we're inside of 6 minutes and they're letting it go. 2nd and 4. Inside give to Dardar, picking through the line. He falls forward near the sticks. Learn something new every day. No more heat and humidity break in running time, eh?
I don't think that's the rule, but
I'm not telling anybody if you're not telling anybody. Now, I'll say this. I think it's very interesting that we have these heat and humidity breaks. And by the way, this is the last week of the year that we'll have them. But we play JV games 10-minute quarters and don't have them.
Yeah.
I bet there's no humidity on Wednesday nights.
It's crazy how that works.
3rd and 1 for the Tarpons, I formation. Ogeron will hand it to Dardar. Dardar looking for a little surge. He's got it. He's got a Golden Motors first down, keeping the legs driving to the 37. Good run for Meathead. Clock continuing to run, 4:50 and counting. I think it's safe to say Lutcher's the pretty clear favorite to win the district championship. I mean, they already got a win over Vanderbilt under their belt.
And I'll make a prediction. If we have Coach Jenkins on Sports Corner tomorrow, I bet he shouts out Landon Dardar.
Yeah, think so.
Running football.
1st and 10. They give it to Dardar again. Still driving, gets about the 45, pick up about 6 or 7. Wonder if Landon has been shopping for a generator lately. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. 4:06 to go. Did I make that obvious enough?
Hey, it took me a second or two to catch it, but I got it.
It'll be 2nd and 4 for the Tarpons. On 44-yard line, down 42-0. We're in running time. Just another couple of snaps here. It's a toss to Dardar this time. Good blocking by Berg on the outside. Dardar falls near the sticks. Picked up about 3. Boy, I want to shout out all the folks that have been sending us scores, man. Damien, Corey, Coach Rod. People texting us throughout the ball game, sending us some scores, making sure we're staying up to date with everything happening.
It helps.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It makes the broadcast better. Where you can give scores throughout the area.
3rd and 1 for the Tarpons in a closed-up shotgun set. Ogeron will hand it to Dardar, and I think he's got it. It is a Golden Motors first down, falling forward.
Yes.
I actually need to go see them next week. On the ride home tonight, we're gonna cross that threshold. Be 1st and 10 for the Tarpons inside of 3 minutes. Ball at the 48-yard line. Will BJ put it in the air here, or will they just keep it on the ground and grind this thing out? They'll hand it to Dardar again. It's hit hard, but he'll fall near midfield. Number 44 delivered the lick. You tell me how to say this last name.
I can't even see it.
Zubinski? Dre Zubinski, I believe. Zubinski.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Zubinski.
Zubinski. 2nd and 8. Clock right at 2 minutes. Play action. Ogeron rolls out. Throw it down the middle, and it's incomplete.
What a play.
Good play by number 4, Luke. They told us coming into the week that Luke was a ball player. Whoever they was not lying to us. That kid is a special player. He's also great in baseball as well.
Alamo had a good route, and Carson threw the ball right where it needed to be, and Luke at the last minute just dove and deflected that ball away.
1:35 and counting. It'll be 3rd down. I love the pride with which Lutcher's trying to protect this shutout. You could see they don't want to give up any points. 3rd and 8. Inside gift to Dardar. He's across midfield, driving, falling forward at about the 47 or so. Boy, Meathead is going to need an ice bath. He has gotten the ball a ton tonight. Be 4th down and 5, and we are now inside of a minute. If the Tarpons don't convert here, folks, the game will be over because Lutcher won't have to run another play. Want to thank everybody for listening tonight. After the game goes final, we'll catch a quick commercial break, and then we'll come back and have a sharp post-game show and give our power player of the game.
Yeah, next week we're going to be taking play-by-play on the road.
4th and 5. Ogeron flushed out to the right. He will put that one away, and that should end tonight's ball game. As there will be a turnover on downs, the clock will never stop. Lutcher will not run a play. They don't have to run a play, and that should wrap it up. Lutcher will get a 42-0 win over South Lafourche. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and take a 2-minute break. When we get back, we'll wrap it up with our power player of the game and some final thoughts as the Bulldogs get a victory over the Tarpons. We're back in 2 minutes. For those of you watching on Bayou Sports, we're going to give out our player of the game tonight, brought to you by DTB Clothing. That will go to Landon Dardar. Landon Dardar was all over the field tonight, played great football. And we're going to give our Bay Tie of the game, Billy Joe Brune, Bay Tie of the game, brought to you by Edison Stress Offshore. That will go to, let's go ahead and give that one to Tyler Otan tonight of the Tarpons, who played some good football. For those of you watching on Bayou Sports, good night, everybody. 42-0. Lutcher gets a victory over South Lafourche. We'll be back next week.